The fake news media. The true enemy of the people must stop the open and obvious hostility. These are one of the many tweets President Trump has made towards the press and media. As a president, Trump has been transparent towards his view and approach in which he classifies the media as the enemy of the people. President Trump's disapproval of the media and his words, enemy of the people, have created outrage, as it is cited as an example of unauthorized assault towards the press. In contrary to President Trump's hostile views towards the media, the press acts as an outlet to publicize any information classified as worthy for a great number of people. In other words, the press works on a free basis. Freedom of the press is protected by the First Amendment. It works to protect the rights of journalists and refrain the government from intervening with the distribution of information. However, the press is not characterized by the idea of freedom when it's constantly scrutinized by the government. Trump's view towards the media is very apparent from a series of tweets and is a mere violation of journalists' rights. To arrange a probe is a rite of passage because President Trump did not account for the fact that his attacks could potentially threaten and propel fright amongst journalists of the nation, mainly undermining the idea of freedom of the press. According to the 2018 World Press Freedom Index, the United States has seen a decline in freedom of the press, dropping to 45 from 43. The idea of restricting information to be accessed and publicized by media is nothing short of new. However, Knight Foundation studies showed how freedom of press experts believe that the accessibility of information has progressively gone worse. It also shows how 53% of news editors are no longer willing to defend their First Amendment rights in court. Why must the leader of the nation be so threatened by media outlets? To put in perspective, Trump yearns for news coverages that sheds positive light towards him. Calling out the media's fake news is a ploy to achieve his end goal. Bashing the media and calling it out is one of his strategies, a perfectly strategized plan referred to as manipulating the referee in the context of sports. In politics, this translates to the idea of developing his own image without the use of journalists and media, which acts as the referees. Apart from the fact that Trump aims to work and manipulate the referee, his goal is to also abolish the referee by questioning the media's credibility when distributing and providing information. Due to Trump's anti-press stigma, it has been an uneventful time for the American press. Demonizing the press for simply providing information and difficult questions shows how Trump is distancing himself from an American principle. The American principle by which his predecessors follow is to defend the freedom of the press even when the news coverage towards them is negative. One of the main functions of the free press is to uncover the truth. From the start, the Founding Fathers have showed the importance of free press. America would have not progressed without the press. As an example, it would be Ida Tarbell, a journalist that had exposed the Standard Oil monopoly done by John D. Rockefeller, as well as the New York Times that published what is called the Pentagon Papers, which uncovered the dark truth behind the Vietnam War. Journalists, truths can be uncovered and the wrongdoings of public figures can be seen. The government can now be held accountable for their actions, thus leading to a more progressive and pure nation and where the truth is in sight. In a more simple sense, the government should not be able to censor the press because free press is needed for political and economic systems to work within a nation. All in all, freedom of press ensures for a transparent government that is free from lies. Without freedom of the press, there would not be a channel for information and ideas to be distributed. Nonetheless, Trump should not classify the media in such a hostile way. As Thomas Jefferson once said, when the speech condemns the free press, you are hearing the words of a tyrant.